morning and welcome to Thursday, October 23rd, 2025 edition of Newspaper Review on MAJO Television Network. I'm Wole Akingbasote and we are broadcasting from our digital television studio in Akure, Ondo State, Nigeria. We take our headlines today from the Hope newspaper. Like you rightly know, the Hope newspaper is an Ondo-based newspaper. The headline of the Hope newspaper goes this way: Ondo battle ready, tightens security after DSS memo leak. Government reassures residents of safety, orders increase border surveillance. Ayedatiwa convenes top-level security meeting, and Ayedatiwa woos UK investors, unveils Ondo's potentials, lists cocoa, bitumen, blue economy as state growth pillars. Also on the headline of the Hope newspaper, we have the British envoy pledges partnership, confirms 40 million investment in cocoa sector. Then the headlines also goes on brain drain may reduce nurse to population ratio by 2030. Ondo Diaspora Smart City project early take off. Last on Hope newspaper, we have NEMA receives 147 stranded Nigerians from Libya. So with that, we move to the Nation's newspaper with the headlines that goes that the federal government moves to reform revenue collection, pricing of services. Also on the headline said, don't panic over DSS terror alert. Ondo, Kogi tell residents. Kanu lists governors, ministers, military chiefs as witness. Foreign portfolios triple to 1.8 trillion naira, all-time high in quarter 3. Now we move over to the Punch newspaper that has the headline ISWAP threat southwest, north central states on high alert. Governors, police tighten surveillance as Ayedatiwa Odudo others urge calm amid ISWAP threat alert. Electoral reforms, Senate pushes INEC to defend election results. Sawo Olu monarch hail Oyebanji at road inauguration. Elu Melu champions private sector as catalyst for growth. With that, we move to the Guardian newspaper with the headlines that goes that the federal government begins public finance reforms ahead of new tax regime in January. Northern leaders back Tinubu as opposition cautions APC, alleges attacks. Nigeria won't accept any deportees from US, says Toga. Insists. ASUU continues negotiations, suspends 2-week warning strike. With that, we move over to Daily Trust newspaper with the headlines that goes that Electoral Act amendment, Senate proposes mandatory electronic transmission of results. Northern PDP governors, others endorse Turaki for national share. Also with the headlines, we have Dangote plans sale of 10% stake in refinery. ISWAP threat, security forces comb Ondo, Kogi forest. With that, we now move to Daily Sun newspaper that has the headlines as election petitions. Senate now wants INEC to prove no rigging. Rep vow to recover unremitted $850 billion crude oil export proceeds. Also on the headlines we have Osun 2026, PDP, APC trade accusations over unabating violence. Also on the headlines we have 16,769 Christians, 6,225 Muslims killed in 4 years by the clerics. With that point, we switch to Nigerian Tribune newspaper that have ISWAP. ISWAP threat, Kogi, Ondo move to douse tension. Strategic security measures reinforced. Surveillance intensified in Kogi. We are in constant contact with security agencies by Ondo. Also on the headlines we have being too skinny might kill quicker than obesity. That was a study. Gold rises by 60% as central bank shift reserves away from US dollar assets. Now also on the headline we have election petition, Senate to shift burden of proof to INEC. We shift now to the Vanguard newspaper that goes that insecurity, defend yourself, says Governor Bago, charges Niger residents. Vows never to negotiate or pay ransom to bandits. Anambra Showdown 2025. Our campaign, a divine project and mass movement, said by Soludo. Israel terror threat. Ondo, Kogi governments reassure citizens of safety. State complicity fueling religious killing in Nigeria by the faith leaders. With that, we move to the Punch Sport Extra that reads Osime grabs UCL brace. Safe calm of CAF Pole Award. Gala striker battles Salah. Hakimi for best player Gong Nwabali. Bameyi nominated for keeper. Young player awards. Adesoya drops out of UFC top. And that ends today's edition of our newspaper review on MAJO Television Network. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is free to subscribe. Reject corruption and shortcuts. Integrity is the backbone of progress. Be honest in all your dealings, pay taxes, and follow the law, even when others don't. I'm Wole Akinbasote, signing off on MAJO Television Network. Have a great day today. Bye for now.